Influencer is someone who brings something to people, who have something to share. You are an influencer when you put something in people's heart.
Hello, my name is Tiffany Reid. I am the Vice President of Fashion here at Bustle. Join me as I investigate what's in store for the future of fashion. We'll be highlighting disruptors who are rethinking their approach to the industry to create a more inclusive environment. More than 1 billion, yes, 1 billion people use social media in 1 month. Social media runs our world right now. And there are a few industries that capture the evolution of social media as well as fashion. We're long past the days of anonymous model without anything to say. Influencer culture has become a formidable part of the industry. Our feeds have become cluttered with hashtag ads and sponsored content, interspersed with world-altering events playing out in our timelines. We're reaching a point of weird cross-contamination. I spoke with Sharon Alexi, a Paris-based model, artist, and activist who represents a fresh take on the fashion industry and social media. So what is it about social media that makes you feel more comfortable and makes you come out of your shell?
I see it like a huge mood board, so showing my evolution to express what is wrong or what is right, showing the best part of ourselves for sure, but in such a personal way. Being able to put words on what we experience is very important. A kind of reassurance of not being alone. Je me suis beaucoup servi d'Instagram en utilisant des posts, donc avec le système carousel pour partager certains faits historiques ou certains termes qui pouvaient aider certaines causes comme le racisme ou la misogynie ou autre chose et surtout d'ouvrir des discussions en fait par rapport à ces problématiques-là et d'avoir donc un échange avec le reste du monde à propos de ces choses et de voir où est-ce qu'on en est réellement dans le monde, quoi.
What do you think fashion's role is right now, given the state of the world and the industry, to make sure that we're actually seeing change happen? Because we know social media has been so impactful on forcing the fashion industry to sort of step up.
Fashion is a domain that reflects society. We had to face problematics that we used to avoid, such as racism. We also have seen the over-exploitation of dead bodies by a lot of media. So I think that now we have to be really sincere and work about this notion of dignity, that we should question all those words and put them in actions.
You know, jumping on this bandwagon of Black Lives Matter, etc., but then not doing the work behind it, that's not authentic, right?
I think that a work should be done the whole time, not just when events happen.
What has been your experience being biracial working in the fashion industry?
When I started in fashion, I always felt like I was not welcome in some shoots or some sets. I was usually asked to talk as a Black woman. And I think it's a big problem because when you take a biracial to talk as a Black woman, you don't only erase the skin color, you erase the whole story, a whole experience. And I think that Black people doesn't have enough space to talk about those issues.
Black people, Black women are not a monolithic group where we're all the same. There's so many layers to us, right? When you try to talk about the Black experience, there's layers to what the Black experience means. So I think people, even when casting for that or having people come and speak and having influencers, you know, talk on that behalf, that they need to be really conscious of what that specific person's experience is, and if they even have the experience to speak to it from an informed point of view.
You can really step on Black women's space, you know. Fashion is a great space to talk about what is currently happening in the world and how we can move forward and bring changes.
So you once said that the culture of fashion can eat authenticity. What did you mean by that?
When the fashion industry have the tendency to overexploit things and to abuse about things, and it doesn't help. It doesn't help because it takes out the soul of something. And when I say that, I think a lot about fight, you know. Racism fight is something very serious. I think that when we overexploit it and we doesn't put the real weight that it should have, it takes out the authenticity of the fight.
Sharon, what is your advice to young influencers who like social media, they're thriving on social media, but are struggling with where they land on how to talk about racism and injustices?
Don't be scared of truth. Never be scared to be authentic about what you have to share, and it's always beneficial for everybody.
The truth will set you free.
Exactly.
It's corny, but it's real.
Yeah.
Sharon, where do you see the future of fashion, and what direction do you see the industry going?
That the fashion industry will move towards something very positive, very sincere, more human in how they represent the world, more respectful about the dignity of humans, to open new conversation, but also take actions from that.
Be open to conversation and be willing to act after you hear it.
Yeah.
Sharon gave such a positive point of view and perspective on how influencers, the youth, and the next generation can use their platforms to continue the conversation and make sure that they hold the brands accountable. So thank you, Sharon, for sharing that. Thank you guys for joining. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to Bustle. I look forward to seeing you guys again on the next episode of Future of Fashion.